There is one popular African culture, especially in Nigeria, that people normally observe. When you have a case against the king in your community, and you take the case to the community palace for them to judge who is guilty, if it is the king that is guilty, the case is going to spend time, it's going to take time in the community palace. It might take up to a year or 2 years because it will be very difficult for them to pronounce that the king is guilty. But if you are the one that is guilty, it will take them just few hours or a day to dismiss the case and tell you that you are guilty. They will even persecute you, they will fine you, they will do all sorts of things. So many people have been writing me asking when are they going to bring out the judgment about the court proceedings that is seeking to disqualify Tinubu as the president. The only thing I'm telling people is that the king is guilty. Yes, the king is guilty. Somebody they declared president is guilty. However, it is very important also to know that there are a lot of evidence. Thank God, a lot of people follow the court proceedings. So many documents have been tendered, so many exhibits, and I believe that these people must have been working tirelessly, examining the evidence, going through from one pages to the other, because if they are afford to make any mistake, now, I think the Supreme Court will address the issue, but they are trying their possible best to avoid taking Nigerians to the street. They are trying to avoid, making mockery of the judiciary from what Nigerians have experienced in the past. I think they are trying to make the difference. And I also want to use this opportunity to thank everyone. I'm seeing posters everywhere. I'm seeing t-shirts everywhere. All eyes on the judiciary. I'm seeing posts, billboards, handbags, including people are wearing the shoe. All eyes on the judiciary. There is no patriotism that is greater than this. Because the first thing a country we embrace if the country truly wants to change is the rule of law. So any country that can protect the rule of law must progress. So if Nigeria want to become a prosperous nation, the first thing we need to do is not all about our economy, it's not all about our security. There is one thing that is stopping our economy not to grow. That is the rule of law. It is one thing that is making our security architecture to be worsened every day. That is the rule of law. In a nation where people who are political elite or affiliated to political elite will do anything and go away because they have connection, such country can never become a prosperous nation. So even though you do whatever you think you could do, you have the capacity to change Nigeria, without the rule of law working, there is nothing you can do. So that is why I am appreciating people who are, it's not like they are putting pressure on judiciary, but they are trying to remind them that look at this country is sitting on a time bomb. Your decision, your honest decisions matters a lot. We are not asking judiciary to favor anybody. We are not asking them to favor Tinubu, nor Atiku, nor Peter Obi, nor AMP, or any other person. We are just trying to tell them, uphold to the Constitution. We have a law, we have an electoral act, we have the Constitution. At least everybody can read and understand. If not everybody, most people can read and understand. So if we have read, we saw what happened, we understood, even though we are not the judges. Majority of people would understand what truly transpired. For God's sake, this is 2023. We are in the 21st century that so many countries are living behind the old age mentality. People are living behind the Stone Age mentality. So it will be something that will be disgraceful if Nigerians do not live the old age mentality. And what is the old age mentality? The mentality of believing that Treasury will be able to give you the political power you want. The old mentality that if you have money, you'll be able to buy the political power. You will subdue the will of the people. You do everything to rig the election. You try to influence people because of the monetary value you have. If such thing is not addressed by the judiciary, I think people will revolt against it. Because there is public opinion already about the court proceedings. The public is not the court, the public are not the judges. But there is something that is, I believe it is greater. That is the natural justice and equity. Fairness, equity to everyone. So we are expecting that few days or few weeks to come that we are going to receive the date that the judgment is going to be passed, and that day I think Nigerians are going to jubilate one time again. At least Nigeria has been on suspense since February 25th the election took place. People were angry, but when the court case begins to happen, people begin to develop that ray of hope on the judiciary. People begin to believe and to think, no problem. This election was marred, this election is not free and fair, but let us hope on the judiciary to address it. And that is the only thing that is preventing people not to troop out into the street. That is what is preventing people not to misbehave, because they are waiting for the law. Can't you see that Nigerians are one of the best people in the world and also in Africa? Because I have heard from so many people who are saying that if it is my country, we'll shut down the country, we'll go to the street, we'll do this. I'm talking about the Gambians, the Burkinabes, Ghanaians, so many people who followed up the election. They really saw what transpired. They are saying if it is in our country, we are not going to sleep over it. We will do everything possible even before they will go to the court. I say no. Nigerians are people who obey rule of law, and I am not taking the silence for granted. The silence means that the people are ready to develop Nigeria. The people are ready to follow the rule of law. The people are ready to do what is right. That is righteousness. So the people really want to do what is right. They don't want to violate the law. They don't want to do anything contrary against the government. And it is the turn of one of the branches of government, the judiciary, to reciprocate what Nigerians have done. Nigerians have been peaceful despite the obvious, transparent irregularities. I call it transparent irregularity because it was not done behind the door. We saw what happened. So the evidence is there. So when Nigerians saw the transparent irregularities that was done and they kept quiet, it is because we have hope on the judiciary. So that is why we are saying that all eyes are on the judiciary. And the last thing I'm going to say, I will not thank people who are trying to make the judiciary to do the right thing without thanking the opposition candidates during the election. I'm talking about somebody like Peter Obi, somebody like Atiku Abubakar. Now, this is the reason why I'm thanking these people. In 2015, before the election, APC, they were issuing threats. Buhari issued threat and said blood will flow if he loses the election. Osibanjo said they will form a parallel government if they lose the election. So there were a lot of threats here and there. But Atiku and Obi did not take people to the street to start burning down things because the election was rigged against them. At least I could remember the tweet Peter Obi tweeted that was on the 26th. No, I think it was on 26th or thereabout, I don't know. But that was few days after the election. Maybe it was a day after they called the result. So he made a tweet and said that Nigerians should calm down, that he will do everything necessary to make sure that he recovered the mandate. And that is the peace of people. So people got peace from there. People drive peace from there. People were happy that, oh, since this man said he's not going away, that he will be at the forefront fighting this thing. We are going to be with him. So I'm thanking these people because they are not violent people like Buhari and the threat of those threats of Osibanjo and all those APC political end, what they did in 2015. So if these people are leading peacefully and we are following them peacefully, I think it is enough for us to thank them, and it is enough for the judiciary to say, yes, these people meant well for Nigeria. Let us just have integrity in dispensing our justices. So that is the issue for the now. The king is guilty. I believe that is why this case is delaying. Until I see you on my next video, I am Okocha Marcel. Thank you.